Welcome to Frontier Charter School's 2025 commencement ceremony. We're so glad you've joined us tonight in celebration of these amazing students. Wait till you hear some of the things that they have done and that they will do. It's very exciting. My name is Liz Hunt. I'm one of the advisors here at Frontier Charter School. And it is such an honor to be with you. And we're celebrating hard work. We're celebrating the hard work of students and families and accomplishments of amazing young people. At this time, would you please make sure that your cell phones are turned off? We also invite you to clap, to cheer, to take pictures. This is a wonderful night of celebration. I'm joined tonight on the stage by our ASL interpreters. They are on this side of the stage. Thank you to our lovely ASL interpreting staff. Thank you. And now I'm pleased to welcome our 2025 Frontier Charter School graduates. Here they come. At this time, please rise for the presentation of the colors. Tonight's color guard is provided by members of the Polaris Composite Squadron of the Civil Air Patrol. Please remain standing as you are able for the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem. The pledge will be led by Frontier Senior Emma Marsh, and then the singing of our National Anthem will be performed by the Tally Sisters.
If you would please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in and gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, of the brave.
Thank you. You may be seated. We acknowledge that we gather here today on the traditional lands of the Dena'ina people of Upper Cook Inlet. For thousands of years, the Dena'ina people have been and continue to be the stewards of this land. ASD is committed to diversity and inclusion, and it is with honor and respect that we recognize all Indigenous people who live and learn in our community. As we begin tonight, I would like to take a moment and thank our dignitaries for this evening. We are honored to have these guests join us in our celebration. We have ASD School Board Member Kelly Lessons, ASD Director of Charter Schools Robin Harris, Frontier Academic Policy Committee Chairman Steve Darrell, our student speaker tonight is Mr. Landon Haley. We're also joined tonight by our guest speaker, Frontier Advisor Teresa Kress. And we're also joined tonight by Frontier Principal Jerry Finkler. It is now my privilege to introduce our school principal, Mr. Jerry Finkler. Mr. Finkler has been the principal of Frontier Charter School for 11 years. He has a wealth of experience with homeschooling, having homeschooled his 5 children, and he advised homeschooling families for many years. Mr. Finkler will share some thoughts for this year's senior class. Please join me again in welcoming Mr. Jerry Finkler.
We are about to award high school diplomas to 32 students. We have students sitting up here who've earned AP credit, college credit, a private pilot's license, academic letters, numerous scholarships, awards for artwork, honors orchestra, a ski cross U.S. national champion, first place in figure skating, a gold medal in martial arts. We have competitive gymnasts who've earned multiple titles at state and regional competitions. We have students here who've led student advisory and student government. We have our National Honor Society members. We have seniors sitting up here who have volunteered for the American Red Cross, as peer leaders for the drama club, as a director of school plays, a teacher's assistant, as an acolyte, as a church chorister, for VBS in Heart to Heart, as a coffee shop barista at church, for a church worship team and a hospitality team, Reach 907, at the homeless shelter, the food pantry, and the soup kitchen, for the Special Olympics, as a board member for the Alaska Dressage Association, at the library, the TLC Bird Treatment Center, the Civil Air Patrol, for the National Guard Youth Council, for the Explorers Post. We have students with years of scouting, One serves our community organizing around city issues, yet another in the deaf community. We have a volunteer ski coach, those who've served at basketball camps for the Athlete Ski Council, the Alaska Firecrackers softball team, as a self-defense instructor, as a volunteer gymnastics coach. We have students sitting up here who've encountered significant challenges in their lives, who've taken more than 4 years to graduate from high school, but they have finished strong. They have earned their high school diplomas. We have remarkable young people. We have seniors going to school this autumn to pursue accounting, information technology, a bachelor's of science in engineering, a culinary arts program, a degree in graphic design, pre-law and French. One will keep working on a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering and a minor in mathematics and computer science. Another will continue to work on her bachelor's in psychology to become a licensed professional counselor. One student wants to work in the medical profession at the Alaska Native Medical Center. One of our students is attending West Point and diving for the West Point Division I dive team. One is signed up for a professional pilot program, and yet another will become a teacher by pursuing a degree in early childhood education. It's a huge dream of hers. Another is pursuing modeling, acting, photography, and physical fitness. While yet another has earned over 50 college credits and will continue her study of nutrition and dietetics to become a sports nutritionist. Another will complete the Summer Fire Academy and pursue his interest in emergency management. Don't we have a remarkable group of young people?
Thank you, Mr. Finkler. We do have a remarkable group of young people on the stage. Next, it is a true pleasure for me to introduce Mr. Landon Haley, our student speaker of the evening. Landon is a National Merit Scholar, and I want to point out that less than 1% of the nation's high school graduating seniors will qualify as a semifinalist for this scholarship. And Landon was not only a semifinalist, but he won this prestigious scholarship. Yeah. Landon is also a U.S. Presidential Scholar nominee. Landon is Frontier's valedictorian this year with a high school GPA of 4.3. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Landon Haley to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be standing before you all, and I would like to thank Frontier Charter School for giving me the opportunity to share some words with our graduating class of 2025. Words of commendation, advice, and truth. I also want to thank my family, as I never would have made it to where I am today if not for them. They have loved me unceasingly and unconditionally, have guided me for the past 17 years of my life, and have encouraged me to aspire to great things. My debt to them is immeasurable, and I trust that many of my fellow seniors gathered here would speak the same of their own families. Over the course of our educations thus far, we have overcome countless challenges. All of us have struggled academically to varying degrees and have experienced setbacks in some of our endeavors. Many of us as well have dealt with problems related to friends, health, finances, grief, family, and more. However, despite each of these obstacles, each of us has managed to persevere through to this moment where our dedication is both acknowledged and celebrated. Now, I do not wish to mislead anyone. Our hardships are far from over. But I urge you not to view this truth as a cause for fear, for we are more than capable of facing trials. High school itself was a microcosm of life. It trained us to handle what the world might throw our way, and tonight is proof that we can conquer adversity. Because of our high school years, we are made stronger and more prepared than ever before to tackle the challenges that the future may hold. With all of this in mind, then, let us take a step back to examine the role of an education. Why do we even pursue academics to begin with? Well, for one, I've heard it said that a high school education can be fairly valuable. As you already know, it serves as a foundation for studying more advanced fields, a pathway for learning the trades, and an entry point for starting our careers. In general terms, education is the process of learning, the acquisition of knowledge, and at its core, the discovery of truth. This is where academics derive their value from. Truth makes it worthwhile to sacrifice immense quantities of time and energy in exchange for an education, and truth is what I would like to present to you all this evening. My aim is not to try to persuade anyone of the truth in the few short minutes that I have. Rather, I want to encourage and inspire you to question assumptions, follow evidence, and constantly pursue truth as we transition into adulthood. Some may wonder why I chose this topic for such a significant occasion and for the biggest audience I've ever spoken to. My reasons are solely that truth is one of the most applicable, consequential, and fulfilling things that exist. I will return to these points momentarily, but before diving into the benefits of truth, a number of critical misconceptions need to be addressed. Although everyone has an understanding of truth, at least on some level, our culture today tends to obscure the truth with numerous false views concerning its nature. For instance, some say truth is relative, or that it is unknowable. Moreover, there are others who state there is no truth at all, or perhaps if it does exist, it is restricted merely to the domains that science can prove. These perspectives are definitely appealing at face value. Who would not wish to always be correct in any matter or to be able to disregard any unpleasant fact he or she encounters? Nevertheless, unfortunately for the people who hold to these worldviews, not a single one of them is actually true. Neglecting practical examples and philosophical reasoning, we can easily verify this using basic logic. If we maintain that truth is relative, then our very belief defeats itself by revealing the existence of absolute truth. If we instead posit that there is no truth, we contradict ourselves by believing our original statement to be true. If we hold that truth is unknowable, our belief similarly corners us into a place where at least some truth is known. Lastly, if we propose truth is limited to that which can be empirically demonstrated, we believe in a claim that has never been scientifically validated and indeed never shall. In the end, the only belief that survives is a view of truth that is absolute, knowable, unchanging, and all-encompassing. Now, I do apologize for my harsh rhetoric, but establishing this baseline was entirely necessary. Any of the errors previously listed make it far too easy to ignore the truth, and in doing so, forfeit many of its benefits. With this refined comprehension of truth now in hand, let us turn to another question. Why should we seek to know truth, and why should we care? The first of the reasons I hinted at earlier is that knowledge of truth is extremely applicable. This is something we can all testify to from our experience as students. I know I cannot be the only one who has utilized and drawn inspiration from classes such as mathematics, science, economics, programming, and psychology to manage my time, decide on my purchase, and optimize my studying techniques. The usefulness of truth is evident, and I hardly need to elaborate any further since you likely know this quite well yourselves. Hardly a fraction of us would be here tonight if it were otherwise. The second reason mentioned is that there are consequences for failing to know truth. For a brief illustration, take my prospective career as an aerospace engineer. If I someday become involved with research on detonation engines, a favorite subject of mine, I might investigate how to design more efficient and combat combustion chambers for pulse detonation engines, or how to stabilize supersonic flame fronts cycling around the annuli of rotating detonation engines. I'll try not to bore anyone with the technical details, but the point I want to make is that if I do not possess an adequate knowledge of the mechanics, properties, and specifications relevant to the project I may be working on, there will be serious repercussions. When I then attempt to construct a prototype for the technology I was developing, my design will be liable to severely underperform, malfunction, break, or possibly even explode. The same also holds true for any other area of life, except maybe for the detonative risk. The third reason we should seek to know truth is that the discovery of truth is inherently satisfying. I have certainly felt this before many times while absorbed in writing or problem solving throughout my education. Beyond accomplishing whatever assignment I was given at the time, I often deeply enjoyed the underlying journey of simply learning and employing knowledge, and subsequently became more internally motivated to do the utmost that I could in all of my classes. I hope many can relate to this, because when you reach a state where exploring truth becomes an end in itself, you will not only produce better quality work, you might just find yourself having fun doing things which you would typically consider tedious as well. Besides, the fulfillment that truth can bring is far more noble and lasting than any other pursuit. Happiness is fleeting, possessions and wealth will fade away, and our very lives are but temporary. Truth, though, remains forever. With these benefits of truth covered in detail, I would like to visit one final question that was voiced nearly 2 millennia ago by a Roman prefect named Pilate. What is truth? Now, we have already refuted several things that truth is not, along with describing many important facets of truth. There is one still key aspect left to consider, however, the origin of truth. We know that truth cannot originate from people, science, or anything constrained within reality, since it is by definition absolute and therefore universal. Due to this, truth must necessarily arise from some higher standard. The man standing before Pilate claimed to be this standard with the words, "I am truth." This man was Jesus of Nazareth, and he ultimately declared himself to be the Son of God incarnate. To any who may take offense to my statements here, realize that I do not demand anyone should abandon their beliefs, nor do I insist anyone should accept my opinions. Doing so would be foolish given both the circumstances and time frame under which I'm speaking to you all. On the contrary, I merely introduce an event backed by a plethora of ancient manuscripts and eyewitness accounts whose historicity is rarely contested, even today. In light of this, I encourage you to examine his claim on your own. If true, these words embody eternal applications, consequences, and fulfillment, not only in my life, but yours as well. I will admit that I have given you much to think over, yet know that you are well equipped to investigate these matters. After all, we have mastered the fundamentals across mathematics, the sciences, literature, history, and the arts, and tonight, our years of effort are culminated in this graduation ceremony. You may soon forget this moment, or perhaps this speech as a whole, but if you retain nothing else, I implore you in the years ahead to question your basic assumptions, follow the evidence wherever it might lead, and pursue the truth relentlessly in all that you do. God bless.
Thank you, Landon. You represent our class eloquently and with a lot of thought and preparation. Thank you. Next tonight is our honored guest speaker, Mrs. Teresa Kress. She's got some fans in the audience. Mrs. Kress is a Frontier Academic Advisor. She is a mother of 4 and grandmother of 3. Mrs. Kress is our Student Government Advisor and our National Honor Society Advisor as well. She believes wholeheartedly in homeschooling, having homeschooled her 4 children. She is a tireless advocate for families and finds joy in helping people learn. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the podium Mrs. Teresa Kress.
Good evening, everybody. How you doing? How you doing? Okay. How you doing, graduates? Well done, Landon. All right. I think I'm going to try to make it without my glasses tonight. We'll see how that goes. So I want to thank you personally, Landon, for such a great speech and the work that you put into that, the example that you are as a young man. Academician, nice guy, great speaker. You give us hope for the future, right? You and your class. Thank you for that. Yeah. So anyway, good evening. It's quite an honor to be able to be here tonight and to share some thoughts with you. It's my hope that you'll find something meaningful in the middle of it, or the takeaway from this time together. So as I was pondering what I would possibly say, tonight I was thinking back on my high school graduation, which was 45 years ago. That's a long time. It was Diamond High School, and I thank you, yes, Lynx. I probably shouldn't be bragging about Diamond when I worked for Frontier. And I remember on graduation day, I was part of the choir, and we sang a song called Sometimes, and I actually remember the words to it, which is amazing. And it goes like this: sometimes, not often enough, we reflect upon the good things, and our thoughts always center around those we love. And I think about those people who mean so much to me, and for so many years have made me so very happy. And I count the times that I've forgotten to say thank you, and just how much I love them. You know, all these 45 years later, I still feel challenged to live a life of gratitude and to remember to tell the people that I love often that I love them. So tonight, in our little talk together, I thought I'd use the Frontier Charter School acronym, so FCS. And the first letter in Frontier Charter School is F. So F tonight is going to stand for faith and family. And what we know about this graduating class is there's a whole lot of faith in this group. Is there faith in the house tonight? I think there is. Yeah, that's what I figured. And there's also very supportive families that are kind of the common thread for all you guys. And are there supportive families in the house tonight? Yeah. Wow, the seating goes way back. That's so awesome that so many people turned out for these kids. Class of 2025, you guys are going to be launched tonight into a really bright future with hopes and dreams, and isn't it exciting to be done with high school? Okay, come on. So whether you're going to go into a trade or college program or on a missions trip or take a gap year, we know that very soon you'll be off and away, making new friends and having great adventures. And I just want to encourage you tonight to remember that this sea of people out here that are cheering you on are probably going to feel a little differently about tonight. And while you're off living the dream, they're going to have an empty chair at their table at some point. So I know your families want you to launch. They don't want you gaming in their basement when you're 40. Okay, amen to that, right? But just know that this is a challenging transition for parents. I know it was for me, and just have some grace for us as we try to navigate these waters of you guys going off and seeking your fortune. So the second letter in FCS is this C, and this one actually has two parts. It has character and community. And I just want to challenge you all to be people of great character. Someone who knows that early is on time and on time is late. Someone who says, whatever my hand finds to do, I'm going to do it with all my might. Whether that's in your relationships or in your workplace, that you're going to give it your best. That's character. Be someone who keeps your word and can be trusted. Those kind of people are rare. So just determined to be those kind of people. Second part is community, and I want to encourage you to give back to your community. Serve where you live because your community needs you. Find something that you're passionate about that's meaningful to you, and then roll up your sleeves and give of your time and energy to a cause that you believe in. My personal passion is working with the incarcerated. My father was a prison warden, and I spent a lot of my childhood in prison and in jail. That always comes out wrong. It sounds funny. Visiting, okay. But for the last 23 years, I've been going to Highland Mountain Correctional Facility for women. And my objective there is to encourage them that things can get better, and there is a hope that doesn't disappoint. So find something you love and serve. We need you. The last letter is S, which stands as kind of success and servant leadership. Okay, so everything's kind of a combo here, two words. And I remember about 10 years after my high school graduation, I was busy homeschooling my 4 children, and I was kind of in the thick of it. I know many of you are in the thick of it right now. And I was hoping that it would all turn out okay, but I wasn't sure because you never know until they actually grow up, right? So 2 of my dear friends that I had graduated from high school with were coming to town, and they both lived in different states. And so they happened to be in Anchorage at the same time, and we decided to go out to dinner. Now, both of these ladies were what anyone would describe as wildly successful. One was a producer for the Discovery Channel, and her day was filled with working with really famous actors, and she enjoyed her job. The other had worked her way up the national level of sales and had a very impressive national portfolio. So during our dinner, one of them turned to me and said, you know, if I can be honest, I just have to say that we all thought that you'd be someone who'd do something, you know, that you'd make a difference or something. Probably kind of like an influencer, I guess that's what it is now. And she said, frankly, you're just sitting at home teaching only 4 kids when you could have such a broad impact. And it's just kind of disappointing, is what she said. And I thought, you know, I can honestly say that I wasn't offended, because at that point, I knew I was on a mission. I was homeschooling 4 amazing kids. And I remember thinking after her comment, you don't understand, my 4 kids are my life's work, my magnum opus. And what I want for my kids is way too much to ask of any classroom teacher. They have to juggle a bunch of kids and a bunch of needs. And what I wanted for my kids was more than I could ask. So I chose to homeschool my kids all the way from kindergarten to graduation because I believe in the innocence of children, and my goal was to preserve that in my own kids. And I wanted, right? Okay. I know I'm not alone. I wanted them to know that they were amazing. And I didn't want them to be saddled with petty criticisms and the kind of teasing that kids start to own. You know, kids believe what you tell them. And if you say negative things to them, they'll believe you. And sometimes don't receive that, guys. If somebody said something to you that's rotten, just get rid of it. Let it go. I'm sorry. It is part of life, but I thought in their early childhood, I wanted to preserve them from that. And I wanted to build their character in real time. So we served our neighbors in little ways, and we knew them all. And I just wanted to make sure that they had friends that would build them up and that were healthy and not hurtful. So I'm going to guess that many parents in the audience tonight have the exact same goals for your kids. And it's a worthy goal. So for me, I didn't regret not being someone amazing. I didn't regret not going out and trying to rescue the world because I had 4 jobs in front of me. And I just want to applaud parents. The hardest thing I've ever done is homeschool my kids, by far. So can we just give it up for your parents? I think this is, thank you. Thank you for taking it on. It's hard. So a wise man once said, the person in charge of the definitions wins. I'll say that again. The person in charge of the definitions wins. So that means you get to define what makes you successful, and you get to pursue your dreams. You get the privilege of choosing the best course for your life. And I just want to add to that a little bit of caution, and remember that a wise man sits in the council of many, right? So you want to find an inner circle of people that you can run your dreams by, right? And say, this is what I'm thinking, what do you think? And I always used to tell my kids, wise man sits in the council of many and then considers their advice. Don't just sit there, take their advice, right? Just, it's for free. So anyway, let your dreams be tempered by the wisdom of your friends and family who love you very much and only want the best for you. Don't try to fly solo. Sometimes that's a really bumpy ride. So in closing, on your chairs tonight, I put a little bag. Well, actually, Morgan helped me. Put a little bag on your chairs. And in those little bags, there's a few things. There's a little key and a small card that will remind you of the key points today. So let that key remind you of faith and family. They're key foundation stones in your life, so honor them. Second key, or the second quality, is character. It will unlock great opportunities for you. You will stand out if you have character. It also represents community service. We should all give back to our communities, parents and kids alike. And then it stands for success and student or servant leadership. You get to define the success for your life, and our hope is that you'll lead with a servant's heart. So the last thing in that little bag is a poem, and I'm going to close tonight with that poem. It's one that my mom gave me at my graduation. I've shared it with a couple of my colleagues when they were kind of in the thick of it, and she has long since gone on to her heavenly reward, but the words to this poem are still profound to me. And it goes like this. Isn't it funny that princes and kings and clowns that caper in sawdust rings and common folk like you and me are all builders of eternity? And to each is given a bag of tools, a shapeless mass, and a book of rules, and each must fashion, ere life is flown, a stumbling block or a stepping stone. So I challenge you to make a life that's servant leadership based, and that you start constructing stepping stones for the people who are going to come after you. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the class of 2025. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you, Liz.
Thank you, Teresa. Get to We are now about to begin the acceptance of graduates and the presentation of diplomas. You may have noticed the colorful cords for some of our graduates, and I want to take a moment to explain those. The purple cords for some of our graduates indicate that they are a military-connected student. We honor them through our Purple Star School designation. Students with purple cords, would you please stand? Thank you. We also take this moment to thank your military family member for helping you be a Purple Star student. All right, thank you. Next, we have our teal cords. These are from the Indigenous Education Program. Students with teal cords, would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Our gold cords indicate honor graduates with the GPA of 3.5 or higher. Students with gold cords, would you please stand? Thank you. The red cords indicate longevity with Frontier. These students have been at Frontier for 6 years or longer. So if you're doing the math, we're talking middle school and high school. Students with red cords, would you please stand? Thank you. We are also pleased to recognize several students as our National Honor Society. Members in good standing with our National Honor Society, would you please stand? Thank you. We would also like to recognize members of our student government. These students have traveled all over Alaska representing Frontier. They have made motions, they have been a part of the parliamentary process, and they, among many of these others, are our future leaders. So student government members, would you please stand? Thank you. At this time, I'd like to say a few moments about the University of Alaska Scholars Program. University of Alaska Scholars are the top 10% of the students in each graduating class statewide. We have several UA scholars in our ceremony tonight. Students, as I say your name, would you please stand? We recognize tonight Malia Case, Landon Haley, Emma Marsh, Ella Sabrowski, and Keaton Young. Thank you. And at this time, I'd like to ask Frontier Advisors Carrie Christensen and Pam Swanberg to please join us on stage for the presentation of diplomas. And at this time, we will have the acceptance of graduates. Mr. Finkler, I'll turn it back over to you.
This component of our graduation is an important symbol of the cooperation that exists between a charter school and the school district. This mutual agreement must exist for schools such as ours, and it greatly benefits our students. I will present the class of 2025 to our Charter School Academic Policy Committee, who will then present the class to the school district administration, and the school board accepts the class. I have examined the records of each student present and have found that each one has met the credit criteria for graduation from Frontier Charter School and the Anchorage School District. Mr. Darrell, it's a pleasure for me to present to you and the Academic Policy Committee the Frontier Charter School class of 2025.
Ms. Harris, on behalf of the Academic Policy Committee, I would like to present to the Anchorage School District Administration the Frontier class of 2025.
Thank you and congratulations, graduates. Member lessons, on behalf of the Anchorage School District, it's my pleasure to present to the Anchorage School Board the Frontier Charter School Class of 2025.
Thank you and congratulations. On behalf of the Anchorage School District School Board, I accept the Frontier Charter School Class of 2025.
Parents and guardians, it's your turn. If you will be giving your student the diploma, please make your way to this side of the stage. We will have Frontier staff available to help you get in alphabetical order by graduate. And while we have families getting organized, I did want to give a couple of thanks, a couple of shout outs. First of all, special thanks to Micah Stuman, our talented pianist today. He's gone. Thank you also to all of our Frontier staff in the preparation of student records and diplomas. Thank you, Frontier staff. Thank you also to Terry Burge and his team at Light Sounds LLC for their audiovisual help tonight. Thank you also to Jocelyn Finch for her marvelous photography skills. Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you to Ryan and the team here at the Wendy Williamson Auditorium. We're so thankful to be in your space tonight. Thank you, UAA. And another public thanks to our ASL interpreters tonight. Thank you for being my voice and helping us reach all of our audience. We are now ready to present the diplomas. And if I had to pick, this would be my favorite part of our graduation ceremony. It is so special. We will give the diploma to the parents, and then the parents will give it to the student. It's a team effort, and we're very, very honored to be a part of it. And I just love it. I think it's so special, and bravo to all of our families and all of our graduates. So I have notes about each of our students tonight, and please forgive me if I do not share every amazing, wonderful thing about your student. I wish that I could. I don't have that kind of time. So I've selected some highlights for each student, and we know that there's so much more. We know that there are amazing things and things that have been overcome and things that are dreamt that I don't share, but please know that we know that your students are incredible. Right, students, as I say your name, please come to the front of the stage to receive your diploma. Our first graduate tonight is Araceli Ardern. Araceli has participated in the Alaska Railroad Tour Guide program, so you might see her on the train this summer with your family and friends visiting. She has taken culinary arts classes and several art classes. She is pleased to have many family members joining her here tonight. Our next graduate is Irene Benkovich. Irene is an accomplished gymnast. She's also an acolyte in her church. Irene has interests in modeling, acting, photography, physical fitness, and nutrition. Our next graduate is Nayapuch Beal. Nayapuch and her family shared the following. She has a creative mind and has been a member of the National Honor Society. Her passions her passions have led her to study abroad in Kenya, to lead missionary work, and to become a digital animation artist. She now aspires to use her knowledge to become a clinical psychologist. I love it. How do you follow that? Malia Case is our next graduate. Malia has received an academic letter and a varsity letter for gymnastics. She has received several scholarship opportunities from various universities. She plans to study nutrition and dietetics in hopes of being a sports nutritionalist. She has competed in gymnastics for 15 years, winning many state titles. Our next graduate is Miko. Miko has volunteered at New Hope Compassionate Ministries, has competed in cross country and track and field. In the future, Miko would like to be a receptionist. Our next graduate is Kimber Copeland. Kimber's family shared that she is the youngest in her family. She was in the family carpool for many years before finally getting her own chance to attend school at Turnigat Elementary for the Russian immersion program. A few years ago, Kimber was excited about the possibilities and opportunities of homeschooling and quickly embarked on her own homeschooling path and went out and got a job in addition to her studies. Her family shared that she is a hard worker with a good work ethic. She's been exploring the options to become an esthetician and seeing the beauty in people. Kimber is pleased that her grandfather was able to attend tonight's ceremony. Our next graduate tonight is Killian Diano. Killian has served on the Alaska Dressage Association Board. Killian won the bronze medal in the United States Dressage Federation. Killian is pursuing equine wellness and nutrition and continuing to competitively show and train horses. After graduation, Killian will work in California at a competitive dressage horse barn. Our next graduate tonight is Josiah Detweiler. Josiah began at Frontier as a kindergartner, so picture little Josiah in kindergarten. He has attended Frontier for 9 of his academic school years during his family's homeschooling and educational journey. Josiah has been active in Scouts, has volunteered with the Food Bank of Alaska, Frontier Student Government, and the National Guard Youth Council. Josiah plans to pursue a career in information technology. Our next graduate is Haley Finch. Haley has a passion for the outdoors and is an exceptional student and athlete. This is from her family. Haley is currently on the Junior National Biathlon team and will be heading to Switzerland next week for summer training. She plans to pursue a degree in business administration at UAA as she continues to work toward earning a spot on the IBU Cup. The IBU is the international elite level for Team USA and the stepping stone for Olympic contention. Our next graduate is Landon Haley. Landon is the gold medalist in the 2022 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu World Tournament. He is a multiple-time finalist in the Lincoln Douglas debate tournaments. He was awarded the National Merit Scholarship for his academic excellence. With a full academic scholarship awaiting him, Landon plans to attend the University of Alabama in Huntsville to pursue mechanical engineering, computer science, and mathematics. Zachary Hobson. Zachary was named Outstanding Student of the Year from the American Association of German Teachers. He has earned a Level 1 Alaska Performance Scholarship. He was also on the Williamsburg Academy Executive Director's Honor Roll with a 4.0 GPA. His combined GPA with high school and UAA classes is 3.8. Zachary continues studying at UAA, studying psychology. His career goal is to become a licensed professional counselor. Reuben Jeffers. Reuben received the Brian Russell Scholarship. He has been named to the Academic Ski Team of Alaska with a high school GPA of 4.02. He was celebrated as Athlete of the Year and Most Improved Athlete. He took second in the ski cross at the U.S. National Championship. He plans to attend UAF, compete in the World Cup, and the Olympics in ski cross. And then after that, Reuben plans on becoming a lawyer. Our next graduate tonight is Isabella Jones. Isabella has played softball with the AK Firecrackers softball team. She's also been involved with the Fire Explorers program. She has served as a peer mentor, a volunteer, and a fundraiser for both athletics and the Fire Explorers program. She would like to complete a degree in emergency management or fire science once she graduates from the Fire Academy. Our next graduate tonight is Joseph Jordan. Joseph's parents shared the following. We're very proud of Joseph because he was able to persevere through all of life's challenges to achieve this milestone. He worked extremely hard to be able to stand here today. We love him greatly and are excited to see how he prospers through his next steps. Do you see why this is my favorite part of the ceremony? This is amazing. I just love it. Right, our next graduate is Knud Larson. Knud's family shared the following. He has been homeschooled since his first day of preschool, and what a rewarding journey it has been. It has been a blessing to watch his diligence and personal commitment to excellence, for that to grow, and with it, his academic success. Knud's greatest desire as a graduate is to serve where God has gifted him. He wants to be where his greatest gladness and the world's hunger meet. After serving as a volunteer and now working full-time with Reach 907, an organization whose mission is to restore, empower, and strengthen Alaska's at-risk youth and their families, Knud has decided to pursue a degree in early childhood education at UAA as a child life specialist. Congratulations, Knud, on all you have accomplished. We are excited to watch you live out your dream. Our next graduate is Brianna Lonzer. Brianna's family shared that Brianna has excelled all through high school. The last 2 years have been particularly impressive, with her ability to balance piano, dance, running her own business, and a side job at her mom's bookstore. She is an amazing young lady with much talent and ability. Brianna's family goes on to share, we are very proud of her and can't wait to see what she does next. She has expressed an interest in civil engineering, and we think that the world is her oyster. There's so much potential in this young lady. We love you, Brianna. Our next graduate is Emma Marsh. Emma has a 4.0 GPA and earned the Naval ROTC Scholarship. She has congressional nominations to West Point, the U.S. Air Force Academy, the United States Naval Academy. It is a rarity to receive one Academy nomination, let alone nominations to each of the nation's 3 military academies. Yeah. Emma is also an award-winning diver and gymnast, including first place in the 2024 Diving Regions Competition and first place in the 2023 Gymnastics at the Arctic Winter Games. Emma has worked on school plays, volunteered with the Red Cross, and in the local deaf community. She is planning on attending West Point and studying military and strategic studies, or physics. She will also compete on the West Point Division I diving team. Emma will leave Alaska in June to begin her service to the U.S. Army and her studies at West Point. Our next graduate is Kaylee Mersdorf. Kaylee has received many awards for her artwork. She has participated in track and field, cross country, and volleyball. She plans to attend Grand Canyon University and study graphic design. Kaylee is joined by many family members and friends tonight. Our next graduate is Hannah Nelson. Here are some words from Hannah's family. Hannah is a generous soul who gives friendship to anyone she meets, always willing to lend a hand, support a friend, and provide warmth and grace in her smile. When determined on a goal or idea, she brings a quiet strength to succeed, whether in fencing or involvement in Girls State and Girls Nation. Her interest going forward is to study psychology. Our next graduate is Trinity Pomeroy. Trinity has been a member of the National Honor Society. She plans to attend UAA and become a professional pilot. She loves Alaska and looks forward to sharing our amazing state with tourists as a tourist pilot. Our next graduate is Tessa Renner. Tessa has been active in the Student Activities Board, Student Government, Youth Court, Teen Pact, and the National Honor Society. She received the Alaska Performance Scholarship and gained valuable experience as a paid teacher's assistant. Tessa received the Russian Completion Award and the Miss Alaska Scholarship. She plans to pursue accounting and pre-law. It'll make sense in just a moment. Our next graduate is Tori Renner. Tori has participated in Honor Orchestra and Youth Court. She was recognized as the Student of the Semester in Welding at King Tech. She received the Alaska Performance Scholarship and the Russian Completion Award. She's planning on going to college. Even fixing a hat, a homeschool dad's never done. Job is never done, right? Our next graduate tonight is Liliana Rimbert. Lily's family has this to share about her. Balancing school, work, and extracurriculars for the last 4 years has been such a rewarding experience for Lily. She's been one of the many smiling faces at Lexi's Cafe for the last 3 years. She has loved serving her community in this locally owned coffee shop and deli. She had many roles in the recent productions of Clue and Mary Poppins. Being part of these productions sparked a passion for theater and the stage. She's also a hip-hop dancer with the Flow Zone dance crew. She has also filled any spare time she might have with church groups, choir, and managing the Chugiak wrestling team, all while keeping up with her classes. Lily will be a force to be reckoned with in any path she chooses. Our next graduate tonight is Ella Sobrowski. Ella has maintained a 3.9 GPA throughout high school. She is a dedicated volunteer with the Special Olympics. She has competed in gymnastics for 13 years, earning many state and regional titles. She has received over $100,000 in scholarship offers. She plans on attending a college or university in North Carolina and pursuing a degree in English. Our next graduate tonight is Minna Shearling. Minna plans to attend UAA and study engineering. Her long-term goal is to earn a Master of Library Science and Information Technology. Minna has participated in many of Frontier's team-building activities. Together, we've built a snow shelter. We have raced to use chopsticks to stack dice. It's harder than you think. We've carved pumpkins, and we've had the best time bowling together. Our next graduate is Jonah Schneider. Jonah started at Frontier in 3rd grade. Jonah has had an internship in the South Central Foundation RAISE program for many years. He is a consistent volunteer with his church and community. Jonah is a talented woodworker, cultural artist, and beatboxer. He has been a part of Frontier's National Honor Society. Jonah is looking forward to working in the medical field at the Alaska Native Medical Center. He can play a guitar, sew skins, bend cussbucks, and has 4 years of Latin under his belt. Our next graduate is Stuart Sims. This is from Stuart's family. Stuart is an exceptional young man. We are so grateful God has allowed us to be his parents. He has come a long way and worked hard to meet this milestone of graduating from high school. He is a hard worker, a deep thinker, smart as can be, thoughtful, and a good brother and friend. We love you, Stuart. Our next graduate tonight is Sterling Smith. Sterling's family shared that Sterling has persistently kept plugging away to reach her goal of graduating. There have been ups and downs over the years, but at every turn, an amazing tutor, teacher, advisor, or aunt stepped in to help and inspire. One of the highlights of her high school experience was working at the Bird Treatment Center as an educational team member volunteer because she loves birds. Sterling is fun to be with, cheerful, smart, and just a good, nice, sweet girl. Her family says she makes us proud. Our next graduate tonight is Panina Tali. Do you guys just want to come up here? Okay. Real quick, Panina is an active volunteer at her church and a skilled softball player. She has participated in the all-conference blue and gold team. She took 3rd place in a national fine arts competition and was a part of the 2024 Alaska State Softball Championship team. Panina has received athletic scholarships at Olympic College in Washington. She has her sights set on becoming an early childhood teacher. She is joined tonight by several family members from out of state and around Alaska. Our next graduate tonight is Giovanna Villegas. Giovanna has won multiple awards in art competitions. She is a published artist and has also been featured at the Anchorage Museum. Giovanna has volunteered in the community, contributing time and her artwork to social issues. She participated in ice skating several years and is joined tonight by many family members from out of state. Giovanna looks forward to attending AvTech in the fall with her eyes on the culinary arts program. Our next graduate tonight is Dirk Warren. Dirk joined Frontier this year. A psychology major is in the future, and special thanks to Mom and Dad. Our last, but certainly not least, graduate tonight is Keaton Young. Keaton wishes to thank her grandparents and sisters for being her biggest supporters. She has received the UA Scholars Award. She is a first-place medalist in figure skating. Keaton has her private pilot's license and her seaplane rating. She has volunteered as a ski coach and at a local food pantry. Keaton plans on becoming a commercial pilot this summer. She will be attending UAA to achieve a bachelor's degree in business administration, specifically focusing on finance. Would you please join me in another round of applause for these incredible students? And I know I'm not the only one who's very, very proud of each of you. We know that your future is bright. Landon, I'll turn it over to you. Graduates, or near graduates, would you please stand?
Students, please join me for the turning of the tassel. You may follow my lead. This ceremony demonstrates that we have achieved graduate status.
Thank you. Students, once again, congratulations on your outstanding achievements. We at Frontier Charter School are honored to have been part of your school career. We know that you will do great things in the next chapter of your lives. When you come back to visit, please do not come back to visit your old advisors. We are your former advisors. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my sincere pleasure to introduce you to the 2025 graduating class of Frontier Charter School. And ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony tonight. We do have 2 photo booths set up in the lobby if you'd like to remember the moment with maybe a mustache or, I don't know, a tie? I don't know. Anyway, we've got props and photo booth and people downstairs to help you. Thank you so much for joining us. We're very proud of all of our students at Frontier, and we know that there are amazing things in store for these people. We're very proud of you. Thank you again for joining us. Have a great evening.